Hi, this is Dawn Spence, and I am the teaching manager for SPED Homeschool and also part of the review crew. And today I am bringing you a writing program that I reviewed. It's called The Right Turn, and it was established by Cynthia Sherman, who is a licensed speech pathologist. And I, I want to start right there by having a child who is in speech, knowing how much language affects their ability to express themselves, especially in writing. I know my daughter has a lot of ideas, but sometimes doesn't know how to clearly get those point across, like in a story. Uh, it's not always sequential or makes a lot of sense. So what I noticed about this program is, and I'm going to show you a lot, I'm actually going to do a share screen today, is that there are a lot of helps already in place. It's very methodical. It is very step by step, which is very important, especially for some of our kids who don't get the writing process, right? They know that they're supposed to write, and somebody says, "Hey, I need you to write me an essay on such and such," and the blank stare goes on. So what I liked about it, and I'll show you a little bit about it, is it goes through the exact process. And I'm going to highlight a couple other things on their website. They also do a speech language. They also, I guess it's one of their features, is they offer speech language, reading interventions, and telepractice services. So I guess if you need some of those services and you're not able to get them, this is an online program. So if your child does well with that, then this is something that you would want to look in. I'm going to go ahead and do a share screen. You'll give me just a second. I'm going to go back and grab that website. Okay, so here you are looking at my dashboard. I was given access to the fixed strategy for narrative and essay writing. So that's the one that I looked at. In the beginning, you can actually see, like, it's going to go through exactly what to do. It's saved automatically, so you don't have to worry about your child going, "Oh, I forgot to save it." It goes through the whole process. It helps them figure out what they need to change. And I'll show you a couple of those things. And then it just says that you have to use Chrome, Firefox, Edge, or Safari, and you have to have a regular computer, not a notebook. Well, you can have a notebook, but it just has to have something other than an Internet Explorer. So when you jump in here, it's going to do some assessments right off the beginning. And I like this visual here. And not all of the prompts have visuals. So if your kiddo needs a visual, you might provide that. That may be something that you would pre-read what they're going to be writing about and provide a visual if they need that. My daughter does. And also I was thinking, as I was my daughter might need me to read some of this. She can write stories, but the writing it down or reading it sometimes is too difficult for her. So what I like about this is you could do a speech to text, or you could do some just sitting down with your student, helping them. So it says, write a story about this picture. And so you could do a lot of pre-talking, like, "Oh, what do you think happened in here?" Getting a lot of cause and effect. A lot of interesting things going on in here. And this is where you would just come down here, pull this up, and you would just write whatever you would think that you would want to say, like let's see. So the car, and I'm not going to capitalize this to show you, this is how your kid might do it. The car tire went flat, and I'm not even going to worry about spelling, because look, if you go back and do spelling, you can, fix that as well. and he ran into the boy on the bike. Again, that's not that exciting, but just to kind of let you see. So here's my draft that I first completed. And then you hit next. So it talks to them about planning, because I think some of the things are kids that have a hard time sometime with the planning. So this says, write an essay about a person who made a positive parent, in your life. So these are all like assessments just to kind of see where they are. So, and then the next page I kind of like, because it went through the writing process. It's going to help you go through E1, like brainstorm, choosing, you're organizing your ad. And here's the thing is that our kids with writing, especially with kids with special needs, a lot of the times, whether dyslexia, dysgraphia, whatever, they need organization. So I like the way this is organized. Self-regulation, like putting yourself into it, self-evaluating, self-recording, self-assessment, because that's the whole thing is we want kids to start assessing and using themselves into their writing. They also give you some self-statements. So it makes it very personal for them. Like, my goals for this essay are, this sentence doesn't sound right. So they're actually putting themselves into the writing, which I like. The planning and writing, it starts with a brainstorming. Like this one was, I just put some stuff. If someone were visiting your favorite city for this first time, recommend places to visit and explain why they should. I just did some basics. So here is a visual imagery. I like this one, these exercises too, like a very straightforward piece of reading and then having them add in more details. Talks to them about how to create a topic sentence and what a topic sentence needs, like. And then it goes over more of those self-statements, like, I like to dance. Well, why do you like to dance? So then I went back and added, I like to dance ballet at the studio because when I dance, I feel as free as a bird. So that is putting myself into there. And yes, I didn't worry about capitalization and stuff, but it will, if your kids need that reminder, you could have them do that, or I don't know if that's a function where you can turn it off. Sometimes those lines are a good teaching moment to go back and go, oh, well, why is it underlined? They go over expository or narrative, what the difference of those are. And then you get into your different narrative story writing, planning, and then it goes through all the steps, like from all the way from the top to all the way at the end. And there's even a quiz down there to get them to remember, okay, think about what I've learned. And then expository, what that is, all the different things that you're going to do on those, focus on easy elements. Does my thesis statement answer my problem? It walks exactly through it. I could spend a lot of time doing it, but you can see that it's going to just, okay, here's the thing. Here's story option number 1. This is what you're going to, did I introduce the characters? Did I describe the problem to tell what happened first? Did I have a conclusion? So it exactly pinpoints what these kiddos need to have in their writing that maybe they don't think about the whole organization. And I think sometimes that's where our kids struggle the more and the most time is the organization. And then I'm going to keep going, how to do a persuasive. Because I think the other thing that I like is that there are lots of ways and different types of writing. There's not just one. So that's really helpful. And then going down. So this last one and this notebook that I chose, which was again the strategies for narrative and easy writing. They did an excerpt from, okay, I don't know what, hang on one second. Let me push on that and then it will. So it does like noting text. So it's getting them to look how to go back into a text, and especially if they're reading or writing about an author and about their literature, they know how to do all that. So it has the excerpt from Charlotte's Web, and then it has them go back and answer some questions. And how did you find that? I like this part right here. It goes into number of meaningful changes. Like, how did they, because the biggest part of writing is making the changes that they need to do. So going back and making their own changes and that makes it more meaningful for them. Like their self-statement might say, I want to, let's see, go back to the here. So self-statement when revising, did I include all the story parts? And you can give yourself like props, like I got started right away, yay me. Sometimes it's the procrastination, right? I started planning my paper before writing it. So getting them to own in and just go through the process and enjoy the writing. I do like that over here, there's a thesaurus and a dictionary that they can go and look at. So the thing with the right turn is you can either subscribe and they do it online, or you can just buy you can do subscriptions. They even have a writing session for the summer for those that want to just do a short thing with their kids over the summer. They have subscriptions where they're going to, you can do an individual one where you're going to get online worksheets, videos, lesson plans. You get, I think, you can choose how many notebooks you want. It's a 1 year subscription. And then after that, you can decide, you can renew it, and it's cheaper to renew. But this has just a lot of aspects that you can just use. If you have a student that, even though they do it online, they want a paper copy, I think it's $15 on the website, that they can get an actual printed notebook. So there's a lot of resources on here. There's research, there's testimonials. It talks about different things that they have. So I was very impressed with the right turn. Again, I did the fixed strategy and they have, I was going to show you some of the other ones they have. So just so you know that there's more, these are all the interactive notebooks they have. Narrative writing, expository writing, persuasive writing, literary argumentation, and grammar and vocabulary. So the one that I did today was, it just basically took you through the whole process and get them acquainted with how they're asking them how to do it. Again, it's very organized. It's very step by step. And if your child learns that way, I can see where this would help them gather their thoughts together, be organized, and be able to get them through it. If you did have a child that had a hard time with typing, again, you could do the talk to text. So that is the right turn. I think you should check it out, especially if you have struggling writers. I even think my son, who doesn't have special needs, who is apprehensive writer, I guess I would say, I could see this helping him, because it would lead him through the steps and not make writing seem so taxing or confusing. So I thought this process was very well thought out, and you should check it out. So this is Dawn Spence with the SPED Homeschool Review Crew and the Right Turn. Go ahead and check it out at rightturn.com.